All right, here we are at the farm testing and experimentations area, but I don't have any students. Hello? Students? Hello? Let's see. Anybody down here? Hello? Oh, here's Thunder.
Why doesn't this egg work?
What's that?
Why doesn't this egg work?
Because you're not allowed to use it.
Oh, I was gonna prank you with this egg.
All right. Welcome, Thunder, to the farm testing and experimentations area. In this chest right here, you will find everything that one needs to make many different kinds of farms. You will need a pickaxe. Any kind of pickaxe will do. A hoe. A shovel might be handy to have around. 1 or 2 buckets. And, of course, whatever seed or item you want to grow. So kelp, bamboo, carrots, sugarcane, pumpkin, wheat, beetroots, melon, and wheat and all that fun stuff. Okay, there's multiple beetroots. That's interesting. Somebody really likes beetroot seeds, apparently. Anyway, so some of these, you know what is not in this container that we should probably use some Academy magic to get? There we go. All right. So what you're going to want to do, Thunder, is you're going to want to maybe just one field and just a few of each seed, but you're going to want to build dig a single hole and put 1 bucket of water in there. And you want that to be in the middle of a 4x4 square.
Okay. I'm making sure I have all the seed types.
Yeah, and so the only ones that you can't plant in the kind of farm that I'm having you build right now is going to be, well, you can, but bamboo doesn't need to go in this kind of farm, and kelp can't go in this kind of farm. Also, sugarcane can kind of be used in this kind of farm. Sugarcane can only be really grown directly next to water. All the other ones have to be within 4 to be considered irrigated.
All right, so what am I doing now?
So now that you have your hole with your water in there, you're going to want to get the hoe out, and just like on your first day, you're going to, build some farm plots. 4x4 square all the way around. I should probably get a hoe and help you, instead of supervising so well.
Oh, 4
2, 3.
away
4.
from the water.
Yes. 1, 2, 4. There we go. Easy peasy. And you can see some of the farm plots turning like they're wet, like mud. That just means they're getting irrigated and are doing exactly what we need them to do. So what I would suggest doing, because we have so many different kinds of seeds, usually you're going to want to just dedicate one field to one kind of seed. That way you can keep it straight. But we might just plant multiple kinds of seeds in the same field here. So I have some carrots. And I'm going to go ahead and plant some wheat seeds as well. We cannot plant melons, either no pumpkins or melons in this plot, please, because they grow very differently. And we will be going over that next.
Okay.
You want to plant some potatoes?
Sure.
A little bird told me that potatoes are your favorite.
Man, that bird is eavesdropping a lot.
And I'm just going to use wheat to break this up into quarters.
Okay. So we have carrots and potatoes.
Yep.
And wheat.
And wheat.
And I don't want to do pumpkin or melon, so beetroot it is, I guess.
Yep. And then I guess I'll do wheat on one corner. So I'll do this corner all wheat. All right. So what we're going to want to do later is we'll come back once this is all grown up and we'll be able to harvest it. And if we want it to grow faster, we can use some bone meal. But seeing as we have some more farms to build, we'll go ahead and let this be. All right.
Okay.
So let's, I guess, move on to sugarcane. So sugarcane, you're going to want to set up a trench or find a river and just plant next to the river. But if you want to control the shape of it, just build a little trench and fill it with water. And we can build a couple trenches, 2 apart, so we can have a nice big sugarcane field.
Where's a good place to acquire water?
There is some water right over here. And with water, you're going to want to pick any square in the middle. That way it automatically regenerates.
Oh, I see.
If you pick something on the
Academy
edge,
magic?
that is just world mechanics. So when you place water, you actually want to place every other one. That way in the middle, it'll actually generate a water source.
Okay.
And then once you have generated a water source like that, you don't have to make the long trip all the way back to your primary water source. So you've skipped 2 there.
What? Oh, okay.
There you go. And see, now you can see they all went nice and flat. Yep. Perfect. Beautiful. And we'll just do the same thing over there.
Oh, jeez. Okay then.
All right, now we'll just get some sugar cane and plant it just like that.
Oh, you can stack them.
Yes, so you can actually, if you're like terraforming an area, you can actually stack them up so you can have a nice big sugarcane like wall. And so you can actually put sugarcane on this setup. You can put it at the end right here, and then on both sides of each water thing. So we'll have a nice big sugarcane field.
I did not bring enough.
Yeah, and see, it won't even let us plant if it's not directly adjacent to the water. Oops. There. And then these will grow up, and I think the max height is 4.
Okay. If you cut off the top, do they keep growing?
Oh, I guess there is no max height, but they only grow to 4.
Okay.
All right, so that's sugarcane. That's a basic sugarcane farm. Nice and easy, very easy to do, especially if you have a river. You don't even have to build a little trench like this. And you can see on our old farm that we made, some of these plants are already starting to grow into their second stage. Very neat. We can actually help them along, technically, by providing some light.
Oh, I've fallen.
All right. So our next plant that we're going to learn how to plant, which is probably the easiest, is going to be bamboo. Bamboo's super easy. You find a spot where you want to put it down, and you put it down.
Can they be next to each other?
Yep.
Do we need to build water here too?
Nope, bamboo does not need water to grow, apparently. Which, I guess because of the biome it is native in, it's native to the jungle. So it's just like, the game's just like, no, it just has water, but you can grow it in any biome. Also, you can stack it just like that.
I see that.
And they grow to an astounding height of 26 or something. So they get real tall. And you can see how they're randomly placing themselves on the block. That means that when these grow up, we'll be able to walk through them, maybe. Like, sometimes you'll be able to, like, maze your way through, but sometimes you'll hit dead ends. So that's a bamboo farm. Nice and easy. Very simple version of a bamboo farm. All right, now for the most complicated one. I guess, actually, no, we'll do melons and watermelons next. Because those are not that complicated. I mean, they are complicated, but they're not that complicated. So melons and bamboos, melons and pumpkins, they grow in such a way where they need water, just like these kinds of crops, but they take up twice as much space because they need a spot next to them to grow. I just destroyed that block instead of trying to show things and destroying stuff instead. Oh, cool, you had some dirt. So we'll probably do one row and then leave one row blank. And we'll do like melons here. And we'll do pumpkins on the next one. Because I think we also need water, don't we? No, yeah, we need water. We need water. So
there's water right over here, so maybe that's counting.
Yeah, we'll put water right here also, just to be sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can make one row here. One, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. And that's going to be a basic melon farm, all right? And we should do it by rows so we don't get confused. So this was watermelon. And what'd you just plant?
Watermelon.
Okay. So then let's do a pumpkin. Because we can use the same field for multiples. I just don't want to get confused by row. Because they grow the same, so they're actually pretty friendly next to each other. Pumpkins are used for trading to villagers, and they are used for making golems of every kind. Cool. And so that would be your basic version of a melon farm. And we're just going to help them out with a little extra light. Also, if you are in a world where there's monsters, it'll help keep monsters away.
Why did I hear glass break?
Because the glowstone makes a glass sound.
That's weird.
All right, so that's all the easy, basic farms done. We have a watermelon and pumpkin farm. We have a nice little bamboo farm, nothing crazy, and none of it's automated. We have our little mixed farm here of wheat and pumpkins, potatoes, beets, etc. And then we have our cane farm. Very easily done. Took us no time at all to set up. The next one, the last one, unless you're next to some deep water, is very complicated to set up. It is the kelp farm. If you're next to some deep water, you can just dive in and you can plant your kelp. Easy peasy. And then it'll grow up to the height of the water, and you can swim down and break it and gather more kelp. You can turn kelp into dried kelp and create kelp blocks out of it. You can also burn kelp as fuel. It's not extremely efficient, but if you have a very efficient farm, then that's okay. So, Thunder, why don't we go over to the river on the other side of campus real quick, and we can show everybody how you could just use a river to build a farm out of this real quick.
Okay.
To the river. So here's the river, and you can see in some places it's quite deep. So we can just go down to the bottom here, and we can place our kelp. So an interesting thing about kelp is it has some utility. When you're planting kelp, it actually turns the block that you are placing it on into a full water source block, which means that if you're trying to create a an area where you want water source to be, kelp is extremely useful. But you can just, as you can see, like you can plant it on stone, you can plant it on dirt. It's not very picky.
Find the edge of the waterfall.
You could find the edge of the waterfall. Yep. You could actually, like, if you wanted to, you could expand this whole water fall into this canyon more by going just a couple blocks in and planting your kelp. So let me get to this side. And you see that since it's turning these blocks into full water source blocks, it's actually changing the shape of the waterfall. Because water mechanics in Minecraft don't make any sense. Of course, this comes with some inherent dangers, like you're going to be dealing with monsters, you're going to be dealing with, the bottom of rivers are not always flat, nice and flat like this. Although this area is nice. This is a nice flat area for the river, so you could just actually create a nice little kelp farm right here, just like that. Boom, 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 and then let it grow up and harvest that kelp. But say that the river is really far away from your base, and it's extremely inconvenient for you to use the river. If that is the case, let's go back over to our experimental farm area, and we will show you how to build a wonderful, easy-to-do kelp farm that isn't going to be automated, but it will allow you to get a start on kelp. So what you're going to want is a shovel and probably a pickaxe, just in case there's rocks. And you're going to want to pick a little area, and you're just going to dig down. You're going to dig down. Really, you only need like 4 or 5 tops, and you're just going to clear a nice area. However long you want. We're just going to do like 5, somewhere between 5 and 10 for ease sake right now.
Where are you?
I'm back at the farm and experimentation area.
Oh, there you are. Okay. I came back here and you weren't visible.
So... So then once you have this, you're going to get your little water bucket, and you're going to, at the top here, put one at the corner, and one next to that, and then one next to that. You're just going to go down the road just like that until it all becomes one nice water. And if it doesn't even out eventually, easily, that's fine, because your kelp will do that job for you. So now that we have water here, we can just plant our kelp. The kelp will grow on basically anything, so we don't really care that it's on stone. And then if you want to level out all the water so it's not going in random directions, you're just going to bring these all the way up to the top, just like so. And this might take a little while if you found kelp and you only grabbed a few of them, because you'll have to grow one up and then harvest it, and then blah 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 blah. So you can see kelp is just below the surface there, and the surface of our water, the water tension isn't flowing in random directions anymore. Just like that. All right. And we can get down there. now this is all grown up, and we can just harvest it easy peasy, just like that. Boom, boom, boom. Very, very easy to do, and that's the simplest form of a kelp farm. You can see Thunder's down there harvesting stuff, and kelp's popping up.
Oh, neat. If you just go to the base.
Yeah,
then
and
you can pick up
usually I
extra
just
ones.
harvest the one square above the base, so I don't have to replant it.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I'll show you. We're not going to go over how it's built today, but we will show you guys our very complicated kelp farm. So here's our complicated kelp farm. We use water bubble pillars to make sure everything gets pushed up, and we have a couple different kelp lines, and we have pistons to harvest it automatically, and observers to tell us when that kelp is ready to be harvested. So if we get lucky, one of these will go off here in a moment. Now, if we don't get lucky, that's okay. But that is the basics of farmings. Thunder, do you have any questions? Oh, yep, one of them just went off. Look at that. Thunder, do you have any questions?
No.
Perfect.
Oh, actually, how do you get seeds from melons? Because whenever I pick them up, I don't get seeds.
Oh, you actually want to take your melons to the crafting table, and you will be able to, oddly enough, with the watermelons, you will be able to put them back together in a whole melon, or harvest the seeds. And with the pumpkins, you can you take them to the workstation and can get seeds from them. Oh, here we go. This is perfect, actually. As a wrap-up, you can see some of our crops on here are starting to grow to harvesting time. So our wheat right here, I believe, is ready. It looks ready. Maybe you better do it, because since I'm in creative mode, things act different for me.
Yes. And the beetroots are ready.
Yeah, so you can tell the
think these
beetroots are ready when
carrots
when they have the red right there and the green. The wheat is ready when it's that nice golden color. The carrots are ready when you can see just a little bit of orange, and they're grown up all the way. And
Yeah, I don't think these carrots are ready because they're only giving me 1 carrot, which is how much you have to put in.
Okay. So yeah, they'll give you 2 or 3 carrots when they're ready to harvest. Same with potatoes. Potatoes have a chance to give you poisonous potatoes, which to my knowledge do not have a use. Oh, here's another very complicated farm. This is our complicated melon farm. This is harvesting pumpkins and watermelons. And you can see I just learned the recipe for watermelon seeds for some reason. And what this does is it detects the change in the plant and then activates pistons to harvest the melons. I don't know why those ones right there aren't harvesting, but... Anyway, I think that'll do it. Thanks for hanging out and watching and learning with us, guys. Thunder, it's the bell is rung. It's time to depart the campus.
Try going this way.
Have you eaten today? That's very important, so you can make it back today.
No, I haven't.
Well, let's go to the food pantry and get you some food for your travels in the next day or so, and that way you can make it back to us safely.
Okay.
So we're gonna use a blast furnace because that cooks faster, I think.
You're gonna cook food in a blast furnace?
Oh no, you can't actually use the blast furnace. I was wondering. How about the smoker? Can we cook the beef in the smoker? Ah, yes, we can. So if you use the correct tool for the job, it does it much quicker.
Okay.
You can just use the furnace, but it's a little slower.
It's fine. I'm fine with smelting my lead in the same furnace that I cook my chicken in.
All right. Well, this has been a very long episode, guys. Thanks for watching and hanging out, and have a magical day. All